In this chapter, we're going to learn how to use Python to do web client programming. And mostly what that involves is accessing a web page like a file so that we can explore the contents of the web page to pull information out. So before we begin actually delving into how to do that, we need to look at how HTML is structured. If you're already familiar with HTML and how to create web pages, then you can skip this lesson and move on to the next lesson. Otherwise, in this lesson, we're going to discuss briefly how to structure a web page. So we're going to create a web page. We'll just call it webpage.html. An HTML page is made up of content that's marked up using HTML elements. And elements are written as tags. A tag begins with a less than sign, or what I call an opening angle bracket, and a closing angle bracket or a greater than sign. The first tag you might see in a web page is the doc type tag, which indicates the version of HTML that the web page is using. After that, the next tag will be HTML, and that indicates to the browser that the following file is an HTML file. A tag like HTML has to be closed, so you'll also see a closing HTML tag at the bottom, and then we're going to fill in the rest of the detail. After the HTML tag, you'll often see a head tag, and also with the closing. And inside the head tag will go things like the title of the web page and another tag, which I'm going to show you first, called a meta tag, which is used to provide other information to the browser, such as in this case, the character encoding that the web page will use. Now, you don't need to really be concerned about what all that means other than that you will see these tags in lots of web pages. Another tag you'll see is a title tag, which will be used to title the web page with some content like that. After the heading, the next tag will be the body, and inside the body will be the main content. So there's lots of different possibilities for what can go inside the body. I'll show you just a couple of possibilities. You will have headings, such as H1 for a level 1 heading, H2, and so on. You also might see paragraph elements or paragraph tags so that when there's some text written, you can mark it off as a paragraph. Another common tag is an anchor tag, which might be a URL to a website. And so I'm just going to write up how this would look on a page, like so. There's lots of other tags that can be there, and I can't cover them all. That would take way too long. But this page signifies the common structure of a web page. And if you break it down, all web pages consist of a head and a body. And then within the body can be, many different types of elements. And what we're going to learn how to do in this chapter is read a web page and break it down so that if we're looking for particular elements, like we need to find a heading, we'll know how to look for an H1. Or if we want to try to find, for example, all of the links so that we can do what's called web crawling and visit all the links that are listed on a web page, we're going to know how to find this tag, an ahref, or an anchor tag. So that's a brief introduction to the structure of web pages using HTML. So now let's move to the next lesson where we delve into detail into how to read web pages using Python.